Good morning, children. In today's session, I'm going to take class for 6th standard and science. The lesson name is Living World of Animals. In previous class, we started with adaptation in animals, children. That is, we finished fish and now we are going to go to the frog. Okay, children. So, fish is over. Next is the frog. Okay, children. Now, frog is amphibians lead a dual mode of life. Dual means two types of life. Okay, that is living both in water and land. So, frog is an amphibian. So why it is called as an amphibian? Because it lives in both water and land. Okay, children, it's an amphibian because it's both lives on water and land. That is, it lives a dual mode of life. That is dual mode of life. That means what? That it lives in water as well as in land. So it is called as an amphibian. Now they are poikilothermic animals. That is, they are poikilothermic animals. That is, the body temperature. Poikilothermic means body temperature varies with the temperature in the surrounding. Okay, children, that is, body temperature varies means different from the surrounding. That is called as a poikilothermic animals. Now their body is divided into head and trunk. Body is divided into head and trunk. So head, you know, trunk is body, and with two pairs of limbs. Two pairs of limbs, that is hands. Limbs is nothing but the hands and the legs. Okay, children, the body is divided into head. Trunk is nothing but the body, and two pairs of limbs, that is eyes, hands and the legs. Then the larval stage. Larval stage means early stage of the frog. Respire with the help of the gills. So in the larval stage, what happens? That is, in the early stage when they are young, they respire through gills, with the help of gills. Okay. Then after that, when they become adult frog, that is full adult, what happens? They respire through skin, lungs. They respire through skin, then lungs, and buccopharyngeal region. Buccopharyngeal region is nothing but the mouth and the pharynx. Okay, mouth and the pharynx combine to form the buccopharyngeal region. Buccopharyngeal region. Okay, children. So this is about the frog. That is, amphibians lead a dual mode of life. Dual mode of life means that is living both in land as well as the water. Then they are poikilothermic animals. That is, the body temperature varies with the temperature in the surroundings. Next, they have the body, that is head, trunk, that is body, then two pairs of limbs, that is two hands and two legs, that is two pairs of limbs. And then during the larval stage means the early stage, what happens? They respire through gills. Then when they become the adult, they respire through skin, because they are living the dual mode of life, two modes of life. So they respire through skin, lungs and the buccopharyngeal. Buccopharyngeal means that is mouth and the pharynx combined to form a buccopharyngeal region. Do you understand now, children? Next, we are going to see the lizard, children. So next is so did you understand this about the frog? Next, we are going to go about the lizard. So next is the lizard, children. So in the lizard, what happens? Lizards are scaly skinned reptiles that are usually distinguished from snakes. That is, lizards, everybody knows. In all the houses you can see lizards. Okay, you have seen that as lizards also. That is, they are scaly skinned reptiles that are usually distinguished from snakes by the position of legs, movable eyelids. That is, eyelids I already said. That is, movable means moving, and the external ear openings. External means outside ear openings. They mostly inhabit warm regions. Most lizards are quadrupedal. Quadrupedal means that is, they are quadrupedal. That is, walk with four legs. Okay, quadri means four. So walk with four legs. So you have seen the lizard. They have four legs. That is, they walk. That is, so they are called as a quadrupedal, and they are known as a, that is, they are walking with four legs. So they are called as a quadrupedal. Then, and have a powerful limbs. They have a powerful limb. Okay, children. Then some lizards are able to run bipedally but with two legs. So some lizards run bipedally. That is, Bi means 2. Okay, with 2 legs. Not only by 4 legs, they can run with 2 legs also. Okay, so the lizards can run with 2 legs also, that is bipedally, but they can go quadrupedal also, that is they have 4 legs. In this, the tail is held out backward and upward and acts as a counterweight. Counterweight means balancing. Okay, balancing the weight. How they are balancing the weight while they are running? When bipedally, what happens? The tail is held backward and upward. So while they are running with 2 legs, what happens? Their tail is held backward and upward. So they are balancing so they can balance the weight. Counterweight means balancing the weight. Some lizards have the capacity to rotate the head around the head joint. That is, they can rotate the head. Rotate na sutradu. Okay. So they can rotate the head. How? By the head joint. Okay. So they can rotate the head. They breathe through lungs. So they breathe. So they have the lungs. So they breathe through. How do they respire? Respire means breathe, right? So they breathe through lungs. Then most lizards eat a variety of insects like mosquitoes and cockroaches with sharp projections on the tongue, adapted for grabbing and holding. Grabbing means snatching. That is grabbing and holding. Holding means pidikardu. So grabbing and holding. So most lizards eat a variety of insects. So eat variety of insects by the tongue. Okay, that's sharp projections on the tongue for grabbing and holding, I said. Then some lizards, that is dinosaurs. So dinosaurs also comes in the lizards only. Have web in the toes, and few lizards are able to glide. Glide means move smoothly. Glide பண்றாங்கன்னு சொல்றோம். That is move smoothly. Or parachute the air and make safe landings. அவங்க அதாவது சேஃபாக இறங்குறது, புரியுதா? ஸோ சேஃபாக இறங்குறதுக்கு அவங்க என்ன யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க? வெப். ஹாவ் வெப் இன் த டோஸ். ஃபார் சேஃப் லேண்டிங் they use web in the toes. Okay children, so for the safe landing, safe இறங்குறதுக்கு அவங்க என்ன செய்கிறாங்க? They use the web in the toes. So this is about the lizard children. That is, they are quadrupedal. That is, quadrupedal means they have 4 legs and they have powerful limbs also. Here they run bipedally. Bipedally means I said with 2 legs, right? So when they are moving with 2 legs, what happens? The tail is held backward and upward, so they can counterweight. Counterweight means they can balance their weight while they are running. Then they rotate the head by the head joint. Rotate means full அவங்க ஹெட்டை வந்து சுற்றலாம். That is, rotate the head with the head joint. And they breathe through lungs. That is, respire or breathe through their lungs. And they eat variety of insects by the sharp projections in the tongue. That is, by grabbing or holding. Okay. Then they do their landing safe. That is, a safe landing by using web in the toes. Okay. Then, so web is nothing. So when the toes is like that, this is the web in the toes. Okay, they do the safe landings. Next we'll go to the birds. So now did you understand this about the lizards, children? So we saw about the lizards now. Next we are going to go to the birds. So everybody have seen birds flying. Okay, so different variety of birds you have seen. So about birds means they have streamlined body covered with feathers. So feathers, you know, reckon solranga, their body shape provides minimum resistance. Resistance power means edirpu sakti nu solranga, resistance to air. Then they have beak instead of mouth. They have beak instead of mouth. Okay, so we all have mouth. Yeah. So but the birds, what do they have? They have beak. They use beak instead of mouth. Next, they breathe through lungs. So same way as other animals, they breathe through lungs. They breathe through lungs. Okay children. The next, they have a pair of wings that are modified forelimbs. Modified forelimbs, that is, modified means changed. Forelimbs, that is front limbs of an animal. Okay, so modified forelimbs is the front limbs have been changing. So a pair of wings. Okay, they have a pair of wings, that is modified forelimbs. Forelimbs have changed to the wings. They have hollow and light bones. Hollow means empty. Okay, hollow and light bones. They don't have very much weight bones. They have light bones so that they are able to fly. Then usually we see birds fly. However, they can also hop. Hop means jump, move, run, etc. on the ground, and they perch. Perch means sitting. Perch well on the branches of a tree with the help of a pair of clawed feet. Clawed feet means the நகம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த நகத்தோட அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ஹோல்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க the branch of a tree. So they can sit or perch easily on the branches of a tree. So we see birds flying with the help. They can also hop, move or run. They can fly, hop. Hop means what I said, jump. Yes, move or run. Where it can do is on the, and they can perch well on. Perch means what I said, sit well on the branches of a tree. Okay, branches of a tree. And then with the help of the pair of clawed feet. Help of clawed feet. Clawed feet means that is with the nails. Okay, then the tail of the bird helps it to control the direction of the movements. That is tail. Same way when we saw in the fish also. Tail helps in the direction, shows the direction. Same way, tail helps in the direction of the movement. Okay, tail helps in the direction of the movement. Okay, children. And they have strong chest muscles which helps them withstand the pressure of air while flapping their wings during flight. Flapping means that is moving up and down. The wings, they move up and down, that is called as a flapping. Their wings during flight. Flight means when they are flying. Then at the time, birds can see one object with one eye and other object with another eye. That is binocular vision. That is, you can see the object with one eye and another object with another eye. Okay, children, with another eye. So this is called as a binocular vision. Do you understand? This is called as a binocular vision. That is, the bird can see with one eye the other object and the other eye can use to see the another object. Okay, that is called as a binocular vision. So what did we see, children? They have streamlined body, I said, and they have beak instead of mouth. Then they breathe through lungs and they have a pair of wings. They have hollow and light bones. They fly, hop, move and run. So they perch well, that is sit well on the branches of a tree with the help of the clawed feet, that is with the nails. Their tail helps in the show the direction of the movement. Then we can see the object. Bird can see one object with one eye and another object with another eye. That is called as a binocular vision. And they have strong chest muscles. They have strong chest muscles. Okay, children. So this is about the birds. Okay. Now see here. Do you know when an animal moves its location as the season changes, it is said to be migration. So as the season changes, the birds move from one place to another place. That is called as a migration. That is moving one place to another place as the season changes is called as a migration. In Tamil Nadu, bird sanctuaries are located at Vedanthangal, Kodiyakkarai and Kudankulam. And there are many birds from foreign countries like Siberia and Russia migrate to our Vedanthangal. Migrate means from there they come here to Vedanthangal. Likewise, during summer and drought condition. Drought condition means that is that is no rain, that and all like that. Drought condition. Birds from our country migrate to foreign countries. So when there is no water, no rain, here the birds from here they migrate to other countries, foreign countries, and these birds are called as migratory birds. Okay, children. Then next is adaptations in camels. So we have finished the birds. Now we are going to see the adaptation in camels. Okay, children. So did you understand about these birds? I think you have understood clearly. Now we'll go to the adaptations in camel. Okay, so a camel everybody knows. We can find this in, where we can find this in? Desert. Okay, now we are going to see the adaptations in the camel. Yeah. Now, camel lives in a hot desert. I already said it lives in a hot desert where water is scarce. Scarce means there is no water or less water. The body structure of a camel helps to survive, that is live in a desert, because of its following special features which are listed below. That is camel has long legs with the help of it to keep its body away from the hot sand in the desert. That is, it has long legs. Why did it have long legs? To keep away from the hot sand in the desert, because in the desert you have the desert is very hot. So to keep the legs in the sand, it has a long legs to get, that is with the help to get away from the hot sand. The camel can drink large amount of water and store it in the body. Can drink large amount of water and store it in the body. Store it in the body. Okay, it can drink large amount of water, children, and can store in the body. Then the camel's body is adapted to save water in the dry desert as follows. First, a camel passes small amount of urine. So everybody know what is urine in here. So it passes only small amount of urine, and its dung means the waste material which comes out is dry and does not sweat. So already I told in the starting itself that camel does not sweat, and the dung is also dry, and it passes small amount of urine. So these are the two. Next, since a camel loses very little water from its body, that is it does not sweat, I said, it can live for many days without drinking water. So it does not sweat and it loses very little of water. So what happens? It can live for many days without drinking water. Then a camel's hump I already showed to you. So this is a hump of a camel. This is a hump of a camel where the fat is stored in it. In case of energy requirement, if it needs an energy, the camel can break down this fat for the nourishment. That is nourishment, that food necessary for the good health and the good condition. So at that time, it breaks down the fat stored in it, okay, and it takes its nourishment. Then a camel has large, flat padded feet. So it has a long, this is a length, and padded feet, because it has a large padded feet, which helps to walk easily on the soft sand. Thus it is called the ship of the desert. So camel is called as a ship of the desert. Since it walks smoothly on the desert, it is called as a ship of the desert. Then camel has long eyelashes and hairs to protect its eyes and ears from the blowing dust. Blowing dust means when the air falls, what happens? The dust comes. So what it happens, it has long eyes and the ears from the blowing dust. It is away, okay. It protects from it. Then it can keep its nostrils with nose is there, these two nostrils closed to avoid the dust during sandstorm. Sandstorm means the strong wind that carries the sand with it in the deserts. Okay, strong sandstorm means a strong wind which blows and carries the sand with it in the desert is called a sandstorm in the deserts. Okay, children, did you understand this about the camel now? That is two long legs which helps to keep the body away from the hot sand. Next, it drinks large amount of water, that is, and stores in the body. Then what are the adaptations to save water in the dry desert as follows? A camel passes small amount of urine and the dung is dry and it does not sweat, I said. Then the camel, since it loses very little water from its body, it can live for many days without drinking water. And the camel hump has, this is a camel hump, it has fat stored in it. So when the energy is needed, what happens? This fat is breaks down the stored fat for the nourishment, that is for good health and the good condition. Then a camel has a large and flat padded feet which is help to walk easily on the soft sand. So it is called as a ship of the desert. Then camel has long eyelashes and hairs for what? To protect its eyes and ears from the blowing dust. Blowing dust. Can keep its nostrils closed to avoid dust during sandstorm. Sandstorm means what I said, that is the strong wind which carries sand with it in the desert. Okay, children. Now next is the info bits given is here. Spending winters in a dormant condition is called hibernation. Dormant means during sleeping. Okay, that is called as a hibernation. So this is hibernation. So hibernation is, that is spending winters in a dormant condition, that is winter sleep. Okay, in the winter sleep, spending the winters is called as a hibernation. On the other hand, spending the hot and dry period in this is known as a estivation. Estivation, that is summer sleep. Okay, children, summer sleep. Okay, this is called as a summer. Hibernation is winter sleep Aestivation is a summer sleep. The kangaroo rat, see, do you know here? Kangaroo rat does not drink water at all. Whatever food it eats, it obtains the required water from it inside the body. So kangaroo rat does not drink water. So whatever food it eats, it requires the required water from it inside the body. The adaptive features of animals from different habitats, children. This name of the animal is polar bear. What is the habitat? What is the living place? Polar region. What are the adaptive features? Thick skin for protection. White fur. White fur means their hair. Okay, to protect it. That is thick skin. Okay, thick skin they have for protection. White fur. Then penguin. The region for their is habitat is a polar region, same like polar bear. And the adaptive is paddle to swim. Paddle means hands. Okay, they have the hands to swim and walk with two legs. See the penguins here. You see the hands there, two hands to swim and walk with the two legs. Okay, children, penguins, the habitat is what there? Polar region for them. And what are the adaptive? The paddles. Paddles means what I said? Help. Help to swing and walk with two legs. And then mountain goat. Mountain goat is nothing but the Nilgiri tar. Okay, Nilgiri tar is that's called as a mountain goat. And where do they live? What is the habitat for them? It's a mountains is a habitat. Then what are the adaptive features? That is strong hooves. Hooves means legs and the feet. Hooves are nothing but the legs and feet. Strong hooves for running. Long hair they have to protect from cold. So you can see in the picture here also the animals are given here. So strong hooves for running. Then long hair to protect from cold. Then lion. So lion, where do they live? They live in the forest. So the adaptive features are strong and fast runner, has sharp claws. Claws means what I said, nails to catch prey. Prey means a foot. Okay. So what names of the animals are given? 4 pictures there. Polar bear, penguin, mountain goat and the lion. Their habitats is given and the adaptive features for them. So these are that. Then do you know? The mountain goat, I already said what is the other name for that? Nilgiri tar. Can find small spaces on the rock to climb with ease. Ease means easily and keeps its balance as it feeds. Okay, children. Now, so with this we are finishing this lesson. So what and all we saw in this lesson, children, we saw about the biodiversity, then unicellular and multicellular organisms, what is the difference between them, then adaptation in animals like fish, then frog, lizard, birds we saw, then even in the camel also, then adaptive features from different habitats we saw. I think you have understood this lesson, children. So in the next class, we'll start with a new lesson. Thank you.